Guys, it's here. The Walking Dead, the ones who live. I've been waiting. No, we've been waiting for this. And it's finally here. And to all my fellow Walking Dead fans that can't watch this show, I don't care. Just kidding. Here's a recap of the first episode. But first, we need to know what happened before the first episode. During season 9 of The Walking Dead, Rick blew up the bridge to save everyone from a herd. Everyone thought he was dead, but he was actually saved by Jadis, who called someone that came to pick them up with a helicopter. And I know what you're thinking. Who has a helicopter during the apocalypse? We'll get to that later. On season 10, Michonne found a cell phone with a drawing of her and Judith with Rick's name on it, and that's when she started to look for him. But where is Rick? He was actually captured by the largest military on the apocalypse called Civic Republic Military, or CRM. And they have hundreds of thousands of people and soldiers. So Rick was a prisoner there, and how did Michonne find that phone? Well, he threw it onto a boat. But now, moving on to the ones who live. The show starts with Rick a few years later after he was captured, and clearly he was not living well because he really tried to end it on this scene. But one day, he was working his shift clearing walkers for the CRM until he decided to escape. But there was some kind of leash tied to his hand, but that didn't stop him. He just cut off his hand. And this was a huge deal for the comic book fans because Rick only has one hand on the comics. But okay, he cauterized the arm and just kept running until he was tased. He tried escaping lots of times, but the CRM is just huge. It's impossible to escape without a good plan. And one day, him and this girl, her name is Pearl by the way, they get called by Colonel Okafor. And he says he wants them to become leaders in the CRM. But no one can know, especially not Major Beale. Rick isn't okay with it, but being a leader is better than being a prisoner. But you think Rick gave up on escaping? Huh, over his dead body. So he makes the best plan. He talks to his friend who works with blueprints and stuff for the CRM, and he asks for the key to the sewers. And one day, when he was on duty clearing walkers, he decided to make his move. He unlocked the sewer and wanted to throw a grenade to distract the walkers. But what is that? A child? I can't kill kids. Remember Carl? So Rick decided to save the kid, but Pearl had already saved her, and she saw everything. But turns out that child was the only one left out of a group of survivors. Poor kid. And then Rick starts having dreams about him and Michonne. He starts writing a letter to her. Then him and Okafor have a peaceful chat. I lost everything. You want to talk about lost? Carl, Michonne, Judith? But I bombed those cities. What the fuck? But yeah, a lot of conversation happens, but that's not what we're here for. Years later, Rick, Okafor, and a group of soldiers are patrolling on a helicopter. Everything's amazing until they get bombed. And Okafor is shot right when I was starting to like him. The helicopter crashed, and of course, Rick survived. He's Rick. Then someone appears killing soldiers with a sword. Think we already know who it is. And when she unmasked this soldier, it was Rick. Michonne finally found him after years looking, and that's how you end an episode.